perseverance of crafters to take no shortcuts, no cheap ways out. It's really an honor to be able to introduce your host tonight. Alice Waters is a woman who is an icon to so many in this movement that it's almost impossible to come up with an introduction for her. She's a woman who has had her image tattooed on the arms of chefs. If you don't believe me, Google Alice Waters tattoo chef arm and you'll find it. And a woman, that's how I found it, and a woman who has had far more glorious introductions than this one. It's humbling for me to know that in introducing such a symbol of the exact kind of no shortcuts authenticity of the food that we're speaking to, that it's okay that we're all a little bit more complicated than we might seem. So instead of just a typical introduction, I wanted to let you guys in on a small secret about Miss Waters, since I'm sure you know all the amazing things she's done in the food industry. And I learned this recently, and it seemed to me to supersede all of those things, because it is to me a very human element, and one thing that I, as an East Coaster, really appreciate. So in my introduction to Alice Waters, just to let you all know that she is passionate, supremely passionate, about jaywalking. and dedicated to the U-turn. So with no further hesitation, I'm so excited to introduce Alice Waters.
It's absolutely true. I don't know what it is. The more dangerous the street you are there to go across. 4 lanes down in LA, Hollywood Boulevard, is a challenge, especially at rush hour. But I'm really pleased to be here, and particularly pleased to be at this makeshift podium, because it's one of my favorite farmers, the Willies, down in Fresno. It's their box. I get to be on their box. Beautiful thing. It's particularly uplifting to know that there are winners from 26 different states in the country, and that there were entries from 41 states. It's really, really fantastic, because it's so vital that we support and celebrate the revival and the reimagining of American artisan food. Now, I have to say that I'm a little bit speaking to the saved. I know so many of you who have been involved in this movement for many, many years, and it's so exhilarating to see all of you, and then to see all the young people who are here as well. Now, the reason that I'm here is that I've always been looking for taste. Since I went to France the first time and I tried completely unknown foods at that time when I was 19 years old, I have been on a quest. And when I opened Chickpeas, I was never searching for local, organic, sustainable food. I just wanted to find some green beans that tasted like the green beans I had eaten in France. That's all. But an amazing thing happened in my desire to have right food and pure food. I was led to the gates of the local organic farmers, of course. And I got to know these extraordinary people, and I became to depend on them, and I really, really depend on the rightness of their work. Now, we're almost in the 40th year, the 40th year of Chickpeas, which just came into the 40th year. But we're still critically evaluating ourselves. We continue to keep tasting and tasting again. It's an ongoing process that has been integral to the restaurant since its very beginning. Comparing has always inspired us to do it better and to search out new tastes and products that are at Chimneys, and I have to say, last year and this year, I'm so pleased there's so many amazing California olive oils in the tasting. And I've been so prejudiced, I'm so prejudiced in favor of Italian oils for so long. And to find ones that really can compete with blind taste is a beautiful, beautiful thing. When we resolved only to have grass-fed beef, we tried every breed. We tried all the different kinds of cuts and all the aging techniques. And believe it or not, I mean, this was about 8 years after Michael Pollan gave his speech about grass-fed beef that we began. And we're still in the process of learning how to use and what is the best technique. And this is why I believe in the awards like this, because they're valuing excellence, and they can educate us, and they can make us better. Now, when there is a high bar for taste and the purity of ingredients, everyone pays attention, and it helps to awaken the general public's taste. Now, one of the best examples of what can happen, I think, is with bread. Now, not in the near past, the only kind of bread that we could find was something that was in a package and mass-produced in the stores. And now I would guess that in almost every market, certainly in California, you're able to buy organic bread that's baked daily, it's locally produced, and comes to the store. And the same thing is happening with coffee and salumi and cheese and pickles and sweets and even heirloom vegetables. We're now rediscovering tastes we've forgotten and the ones that we've never experienced. And I was given yesterday a jar of yuzu jam. And I was so excited by this, and I went immediately to the woman and said, "Are there more trees?" And she said, "I'm afraid there's only one that I found." This is a beautiful thing that way back, I remember when we were bringing in blood oranges from Sicily, because they couldn't grow in California. Well, because we wanted them. They started growing in California. People found those trees. They found the Meyer lemons. And so we have to be made aware of what's available around us. And by publicly celebrating the achievements of artisans across the country, we're sharing a good news about food. And goodness, we have so much bad news about food. Isn't it a beautiful thing that we can spread the word about goodness? Now, I think about community, and I think it's very hard to ask people to be generous and thoughtful to each other. But if you give them a reason, they're very likely to do that. And what better reason could it be than to relate to each other in the exchange of food? And in that, there's something that's so basic in our humanity. When you offer somebody something and they receive it and they give you something back. And it's that exchange that brings us together. And this is the reason that we need to know where all of you artisans are located. We need to know how to find you, because we want to support you. And by identifying the people like you who do extraordinary things, we begin to find and define a new regionality, and we revive our food traditions. I only need to look at that little map that Sarah put together of where everyone's where to find it. We just need a few more of those pins in the middle of the country. But isn't it a beautiful thing that we are not divided in red and blue? We are completely united in this effort. And all of us know that with the destruction of our nation's food system, that we've degraded the people who work within it. But we have this extraordinary opportunity at this moment in time to redefine what is good, what taste really means, and bring dignity back for the people who feed us. We always need to remember that taste is only one piece of the evaluation. Honesty of production and purity of providence morally define taste. And it just so happens that 9 times out of 10, the food that tastes good is also clean and fair. Now this, of course, is the global mantra of carpentry and food. By adopting this criteria as the bedrock of an American food culture, we will revolutionize our relationship to each other and our food. Imagine the cultural richness that comes from an education of our senses. Opening our minds through our taste buds is just the beginning. Thank you so much.